No, you're not bringing home another piece of junk.
Hey, all, quick turnaround for another quick episode. So I'll tell you what, I'm glad I got this thing out of the RV last night because it is friggin' cold out there today and windy. So I would not want to have been working out there today. So, I mean, this thing is basically junk. You saw in the last video the holes in the oil pan. Definitely wouldn't use it for anything. So, but there's a few things we need. You know, we need the oil sensors. Obviously, I need a torque converter, and maybe this flex plate. I'll have to see if the. Did I even get a flex plate with that big block? I don't know if I did or not. I don't think I did. So I'll probably have to use this flex plate. Let me bring you in here for a second. So this got an interesting type of header on it, and I know this was all part of that air system, but I'll tell you what, if you plug these, that would make that's a regular steel log type header. I mean, that might make a good swap for a good engine swap. So I think I'm going to hang on to those. And motor mounts will swap over the big block, same mount. I know I need the fan. All these pulleys and brackets are they're going in the garbage. I'm not going to use any of that stuff. You know, air pump. Actually, look at this thing. It's got two air pumps on it, one for each side. I have never seen that before. That is crazy. Yeah, I can't imagine ever using this belt set up on another engine. I mean, just the alternator bracket and all that. I mean, I've got tons of that stuff around here already. So let me go ahead and let's strip some of this stuff off. And I'll tell you what, the head markings, it's kind of an interesting head marking. I don't know that I've ever seen that before. So I want to pull the valve covers and see what they are. I mean, if they're a decent head, you know, like a 416 or something, we might hang on to those. They're not center bolt, which I talked about before for a what was supposed to be an 88 or title is an 88. That sure doesn't look like an 88, you know, especially with carb and all that on it. You know, maybe on RVs they like sold them a chassis, sold the RV company the chassis cab in 86 or something, and by the time they built it out and licensed it and flipped it around, it was 88. So that's a total guess. But anyway, let me get some stuff off here, and we'll pull valve covers, see what valve train looks like. We'll pull that, probably pull that pan. I kind of want to see the carnage on that thing. So, all right, back in just a minute. All right, so here's carnage evidence with number one. So if you notice, this is off this push rod. That push rod is jammed, and there's no push rods on any of these three, so they're probably mangled down inside that block somewhere. And these are your regular old 093 smog heads, nothing special. Not even going to worry about unbolting. They're not worth keeping for anything, so you can't even give these things away. All right, so I did get the header off that side. What do I do with that thing? No. Oh. So here it is. Look at the air tubes going into that thing and tell me how that did not horribly restrict that exhaust. Like the worst design I ever seen. So, but I like the design of the header. It's a nice log style header. If I would ever use these, I would just cut that out of there and screw a plug in there and open that up and Could be a nice little engine swap hitter, I think. Worth hanging on to. Okay, so I gotta get this off. We gotta get converter flex plate. We'll get this off over here. I'll tell you what, the air compressor, I'm not even gonna worry about saving. I can't see no reason to save it. And there's nothing in there I want except for the fan. I need the fan for the other motor. And I think I do need this bolt off of this idler pulley. So, let me get that stuff off there. And look at all this. Look at all this crap for this air system. It's just unreal. Yep, crazy, crazy. All right, let me get this stuff out of the way, and we'll come back and I want to pull that pan off there and just see what it looks like inside, and before we end this, it's just going to be a quick video of some disassembly. So let me pull this stuff off, and we'll take another look. All right, I gotta say, this is the best example of engine destruction I think I've ever seen. I mean, it went right through the rod journal right there. And that crank is beat taken. This was a 4-bolt main engine. I think rod came loose. And in the pan, you've got rod, cap, and a piece of rod. You got 2 pieces of the cam. There's another rod. You got push rods, and you got lifters. You got like the whole engine sitting in the oil pan. That is freaking wild, man. Well, I don't think there's anything we can save off this thing. I got everything I want. I couldn't get the flex plate off because that bolt rounded off, but I did find the 454 flex plate. So, got various brackets, vacuum tee. I'm glad I remembered to pull that. I can never find one of those when I need it. Got the fan, pretty much anything that has any kind of use to it at all. So I'm just gonna dump that oil in the waste oil and throw 2 bolts back in that pan, and this thing is gonna go away. I don't know if I'm sure even if I tried to give it away, nobody would take it. I'll have to find a place to haul it to. But anyway, that is the excitement for today. That is the post-mortem on the RV 350. I don't know what happened to it, but it must have been pretty spectacular when it did. So, all right, so short video today. Not going to do a full-blown message. Let's just want to reiterate what I said on my my last video about let's make sure that we are putting Christ in the right place at Christmas, that we're telling these stories to our grandkids, to our kids. Before you open presents, before you eat, get that Bible out and have the kids read it. Have them read the story of the Nativity, and let them pray. That would be awesome if we could all do that. So let's have a quick word of prayer, and we'll be out of here. Father, I just thank you for today, and once again, we just thank you for the gift of Christmas, and just want to ask blessings on families that have little ones, and that we are putting Christmas in its proper perspective at the birth of your Son. And we ask this in the name of your precious Son, Jesus. Amen. All right. Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you for the comments on the other video. Can't remember who it was about the wished I'd have saved the cruise control, but sorry, I didn't want to put that thing back on there, and it takes up a lot of room. So, okay, we'll catch you on the next one.